More than 18,000 voters in Colorado Springs have returned their ballot for the city election, which is about 6% of registered voters in the city. That's according to a new tool the city clerk's office introduced on their website.
Now take a look. The map allows you to track voter turnout across the city or in your community. News 5's Ashley Portilla has more about the tool and why Southeast Colorado Springs has seen the lowest voter turnout so far.
This is one of the 20 ballot drop-off locations located across the city in Colorado Springs. It's also one of the least visited. I spoke to the executive director of the Citizens Project to talk to him about some of the voter trends we see in Southeast Colorado Springs. I also spoke to a neighbor here who's told me she's decided not to vote once again.
No, I'm not voting.
People like Antoinette Salas believe their vote doesn't count and their voices aren't heard.
I just never really thought to vote so much. Didn't think my vote would really matter out there.
If you look at the map, you'll see that only 3.5% of voters have returned their ballots in District 4, which is in Southeast Springs. Compare that to 7.3% of registered voters in District 1. That's mostly in the northwest part of the city.
There's challenges in the Southeast that aren't in other places in the city.
The executive director of the Citizens Project, Mike Williams, said that House District 17 in Southeast Springs has the third lowest voter turnout in the state. The organization also conducted a voter turnout survey in the area to see why people aren't voting.
Transportation down there is a huge thing. So for people to be able to get to a place, get to work, there's people walking to grocery stores, etc. They're not necessarily as willing to walk extra to drop off a ballot necessarily.
Williams also said many people feel like there's not enough information available or they don't feel informed enough to vote.
The biggest one that we continually heard is people just feel like their voices aren't heard, which kind of discourages a lot of people from voting if they feel like their voice isn't heard.
The organization said their approach this year is making people aware of the impact and power in their vote. Meanwhile, Salas said she's considering registering to vote in the future.
But you definitely made me interested in it because I do think about things like that.
The data on that voter turnout map is also updated every day. Those numbers are also coming in as election workers are picking up ballots from drop box locations like this, as well as the postal office. Reporting in Colorado Springs, I'm Ashley Portillo, News 5.